name's Danielle Horsley. I'm 27 years old. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. I've lived here my whole life. I think it's important that everyone finds something that you care about, someone that you care about, like a group of people, whatever, and just do what you can for your community. So, for me personally, I've been to a couple of protests, especially last year in 2020 with the George Floyd case, with the pandemic and everything going on with that. Just trying to make sure people know, like, we do have voices, we can use them, and we will use them.
My name is Jose Rodriguez Marmo, and I've been working as the operations manager at Urban Property Management, which is a property management company that has been up and running for the past 14 years in Orlando. And I have been doing this since the end of 2018. It's actually going to be almost three years next month. And this year has been a crazy roller coaster. Help that has been out and about, where there has been a CDC halt on evictions, where there has been local assistance and rental assistance programs. It's not something that they get from one day to the other. It's something that they need to apply to, and then it's a whole process.
I feel like a lot of it, or most of it, could be just people aren't well informed about it, or they maybe don't have the time to get well informed about it because they have these situations now popping up where it's like, okay, if I can't pay, then I have to find somewhere to live. I don't have anywhere to go. How am I going to feed? Blah, blah, blah. Like, there's so many different things going on right now, on top of just trying to stay healthy and stay safe with two new variants now of the coronavirus. Some people are vaccinated, some people are not vaccinated. It's causing all these issues.
Being able to put 3-day notices on the door, even though there was a halt in evictions, you have owners asking for their money. I need my money, I need my money, I need my money. And then you have tenants on the side telling you, I do not have money to pay rent right now because I was furloughed, I lost my job, I have not been able to have access to unemployment benefits. And you're like in the middle of two people. And even though you understand the owner's point of view, because of course it's their business, they have rental properties, that's part of their business, they want their money, but you also have to be a human being and understand that there is an extraordinary situation, that it's not about a local issue. COVID-19, it's something that has hurt everybody everywhere.
And they're like, okay, well, nobody's like standing up for this, or like nobody important, there's no celebrities talking about this right now, or it's not trendy to talk about this right now, so I'm not going to put my energy into it or my effort into it. Or, like I said in the beginning, just I didn't even know this was a thing that we should be protesting. It feels like it isn't worth it to them because they don't have those struggles. Because these like eviction issues are predominantly happening to people of color, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, well, that doesn't affect me, so I don't have to talk about it. Or I'm not going to get positive attention or like feel like I'm down with the crew if I talk about this thing. So, that doesn't actually matter. And it's a shame that it has to be that way, of course, but it still says I'm in the pre-qualification like review or something like that. So I pre-qualified for assistance. So I should be able to get the assistance. But again, it's September and I applied in June and I still haven't gotten anything. No email, no call. If I call them, they're saying, well, there's thousands of people that are signing up, so you just have to wait your turn. I get that, but landlords aren't going to just wait their turn for money. Like, you have to pay rent or you're going to be evicted, especially because the federal protection over that is gone now.
And there was a significant amount of people losing their jobs. There's a significant amount of people going through mental illness problems and mental health issues due to all this. There's a significant amount of people that have not been able to make their ends meet, not for a month or two or a week or two. We're talking about since the pandemic started 18 and a half months ago. And it has been very hard to apply the law and execute a lease agreement to people that that they're not paying, not because they're not responsible, not because they want to get evicted, just because that's what the lease agreement says and the owner is actually asking you to do so.
I really understand that side of the argument because at the end of the day, it is the same situation. If you take out titles and, like the name of a building versus the name of a house, whatever, what have you, like that's still a person that has a job, that has bills that they have to pay. So they have to work that job in order to get money to pay those bills. So I understand it, but it just feels like knowing that the landlords need money to pay their bills, but knowing that people are unable to get the money that they've been getting as far as working and they can't pay it. It's not that they're choosing not to, they literally cannot pay the bills. There should be some kind of intervention between the two or a compromise. And that's where I feel like those emergency relief funds would come in hand. Like, you can distribute them directly to the tenants so that they can pay their bills on time so landlords don't have issues. You can figure out how much landlords are making from their buildings and then cut them checks so they can pay their bills, pay their employees, pay whatever, and then still be able to work with the tenants in their building to figure out, if they're going to be able to find something like a job that's going to keep them, on time with their bills, or if they're going to need to work out a payment plan or work out an adjustment on the rent temporarily, or if they're going to have to find somewhere else to live because they just genuinely cannot afford to live in that place anymore.
Whatever brings food to our table, we do not have to forget that we're human beings, and the most important value that we can have as a human is empathy. And we have all been in this together. If it's something that this pandemic taught everybody, is that it doesn't matter where in the world you lived, we were all going through the same situation, and we have to learn the lesson. And I think empathy is the most important lesson that the pandemic gave me, at least. And we shall never forget that one day we're doing something, the next day we may not. One day we're here, the other day we are thrown all the way down and start from scratch. And that's my message to everybody. Don't forget that life goes around, and we need to understand that there were a lot of people, more than you even think, going through financial hardship, mental health issues as a result of this pandemic. And those people, they need to be heard, they need a platform, they need help, and they need reliable sources so they can go ahead and start and restart their life.